Continuing my geeky series on what the antennas you see everywhere are actually doing, and this is on the back of a lot of questions on the topic, we're going to be looking today at an independent local radio station and a community radio station transmitter site. So you join me here at Ratcliffe Towers, a 16-storey tower block in the town of Stockport in Greater Manchester. Looking closely or through a 3000mm lens like this one, you can see two transmitter sites. One is this double-stack vertical dipole array and the other is this vertical monopole. So let's start with the monopole. This belonged originally to Pure 107.8, which launched in 2006 after a series of transmissions on an Ofcom restricted service licence. In February 2017, it closed its doors as Pure FM due to financial difficulties, but was revived in the November of that year as Your FM, Stockport's new community station. The transmit aerial sits on the top of Ratcliffe Towers and outputs 25 watts, still on 107.8, but this wasn't always the transmit location. 2 years after Pure 107.8 launched in 2008, it moved here from a site 1.4 miles to the southwest in Cheadle Heath. This is the old transmit aerial on top of a chimney behind the Sanderling building on Bird Hall Lane, and it's still there after all these years. The move to Ratcliffe Towers increased the transmit antenna's height by 56 metres, which would have naturally made a huge difference to the station's footprint. One thing that amazes me is that the signage for the old studio is still here, and as far as I can tell, when Pure FM became Your FM in 2017, the studios moved over to the Broadcast Centre in Millbrook Tower, Ratcliffe Tower's sister block. This ties us nicely into STLs, or studio to transmitter links, a method of transmitting the studio output over to a standalone transmitter site. So here's my theory. This is the old shrouded received log periodic which points in the direction of the Sanderling building, Pure FM's old studio site. When I visited this building, I couldn't see any evidence of a studio to transmitter link transmit aerial, so it may have been removed. Now the studio is in an adjacent block, it's quite possible that the link transmitter is somewhere within this rooftop site, on top of Millbrook Tower, and its receive link is this, a small panel at the bottom of the main antenna, with the link being carried over 4G or something similar. So now let's look at the vertical stacked dipoles. These originally belonged to Imagine 104.9 FM, an independent local radio station in Stockport, which last aired on the 1st of September 2021, before being bought up by Greatest Hits Radio. They appeared here in 2010 after moving from their original site since 1990 at Romiley, a transmitter 3.5 miles over to the east. These stacked dipoles had a panel antenna down at the bottom of the pole which pointed towards the Imagine FM studio at Strawberry Studios, only 230 metres away. On my visit, I noticed that the panels at both ends had gone, which makes sense as Greatest Hits' studio is in Castlefield in central Manchester. So what appears to be in place is this RS folded dipole pointing back towards Castlefield from Ratcliffe Towers. This seems to be the studio transmitter link, but I can't be 100% certain. So that's another really geeky look at a set of antennas on a random tower block. I hope it gives you some insight into ILR and community radio transmitters and their links. If not, don't worry because I've got another bigger project on this topic in the pipeline at the moment, so stay tuned.